Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 605. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is titled Patterns versus Potential, the real key to entrepreneurial success. Patterns versus potential, the real key to entrepreneurial success. Now, every entrepreneur has potential, but not every entrepreneur wins. And on today's episode, I'm going to break down the critical differences between what you could do and what you consistently do. And guys, I want you to really hone in for today's episode because this is something that I see with a lot of entrepreneurs with great potential, but never are able to get over the hump. Now, before we jump into today's show content, I just want to share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my latest webinar, plugandprofitsidehustle.com. Go to plugandprofitsidehustle.com if you're looking to build a part-time or full-time income in the AI space, which I'm telling you guys, you need to check it out, plugandprofitsidehustle.com, if you're looking for recurring revenue and great monthly income. Now, also to all you first-time listeners, please make sure wherever you're watching this or listening to this, you hit that subscribe button because we drop a new episode every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. So make sure you're alerted by hitting that subscribe button. Now, let's get ready for today's show content. So today we're going to talk about patterns versus potential, the real key to entrepreneurial success. So we're going to discover why successful entrepreneurs don't rely on hype or inspiration. Now, you guys seen a lot of these quote unquote gurus out here hyping people up, but they give you no direction. So the real truth is, guys, your habits are quietly predicting your business future. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about why entrepreneurs fail, why talent does not equal success, patterns reveal the truth, and how to shift from potential to patterns. So let's start off by talking about why entrepreneurs get stuck or the seduction of potential. So potential feels good, guys, but patterns produce results. Potential feels good, but patterns actually produce results. So many entrepreneurs, they're addicted to what they could become instead of what they consistently do. Oh yeah, if I can become this, I can do that, I can become this. That's cool, but what do you consistently do? So potential is future based and it's ego friendly. That's why people fall in love with potential. It's future based and ego friendly. I know I could be great. Once I get focused, I can do this. If I had more time or money or support or whatever, I can be successful. Now, patterns are present based and they're uncomfortable. So how often do you market your business? How often do you sell? How often do you follow up? So once again, understand that potential is future based and it is ego friendly, where patterns are present based and they're uncomfortable. The bottom line is potential does not pay the bills, but patterns do. So we want to make sure we understand the difference and then shift into being able to work with patterns or develop patterns that are going to make you successful. So let's talk about why talent does not equal success in entrepreneurship. So business rewards repetition, guys, not raw ability. So it rewards repetition, doing something over and over again. Now, not doing just anything, but things that are successful. So let's talk about, I know you've seen this before. You've seen talented entrepreneurs that have absolutely no revenue. I know some of the smartest guys out there, and they have great ideas, but they have no revenue. And you see average entrepreneurs with discipline building empires. So it's not about smarts, guys. It's about discipline and repetition. So talent without structure creates inconsistency. So talent without structure, guys, basically creates inconsistency. So entrepreneurship is less about being super brilliant, but it's about daily execution, doing the boring, repetitious things, and having good quality habits. So, for example, if you have two entrepreneurs, one posts when they want to or when they're inspired, and another one posts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, guess who's going to win in 12 months? It's that one that has the pattern. Okay, the one that is following the repetition and doing daily execution. So you have to understand that. Now, we're going to talk real quick about why patterns reveal the truth, not your intentions. Why patterns reveal the truth, not your intentions. So your calendar and bank account are going to tell the real story, guys. So I always talk about that. So are you doing what's necessary to become successful in your business? So don't listen to what they say you're building. You want to look at your daily schedule, your weekly actions, and your monthly revenue. So don't listen to what you say you're building. Look at what your daily schedule is. What are your weekly actions and what are your monthly revenue? So one of the key performance indicators I always use, guys, is how many new people I've put into my database every day. That's actually the first thing that I look at. And through my marketing, and I have multiple businesses and I have multiple databases. So my thing is, how many people did I put into my new database, or how many new people did I put into my database, which is going to be a direct reflection of my revenue as we move forward. So we're talking about don't listen to what you say you're building. Look at your daily schedule, your weekly actions, and your monthly revenue. Now, here's some of the patterns that you're going to expose when you do that. Priorities, discipline gaps, and self-sabotage. When you start looking at that, guys, you're going to notice a couple of things. So people that are consistent and do the consistent things, once again, the patterns are going to be more successful. Okay. Now, what pattern are you repeating that's holding you back? Also, what pattern are you avoiding because it's uncomfortable? So you have to understand patterns, and it's all about consistency. It's not when you feel like doing something, it's being consistent about it. For example, this podcast, this is episode number 605. Do you think I felt like, even though I love what I do you think I felt like recording an episode literally 605 weeks in a row, 12 plus years or whatever it is? Do you think that I wanted to do that all the time? No. I'm tired sometimes. I'm sick like I am right now, so excuse the cold. But no, but it's about repetition and patterns. That's why the podcast is successful. Okay, so your intentions don't matter, guys. Your patterns do. Your intentions don't matter. Your patterns do. So let's talk about patterns real quick and the pattern gap and why most entrepreneurs plateau or fail. So most people start strong, but they don't build systems. So let's talk about some common broken patterns. So you're launching, but you never follow up. How many of you guys are great at launching a business, but you never follow up or do the steps necessary to make that business successful? Also, posting content, but not capturing leads, which is one of the silliest things out there. If you're going to take the time to post content, try to create a lead magnet that's going to help you build your database. Also, you want to learning nonstop, but never implementing. Man, and these are common broken patterns. I had a gentleman that was in one of our breakout groups or one of my courses, nicest guy out there. And we were talking about building businesses, and the whole course, it was over, I believe, an 8-week period. And he never got off of square one because all he was doing research. Oh, yeah, well, I've been researching this. Everybody else has done research, decided on their business, started their business, and moving through the steps of this 8-week program. And literally, at the end of 8 weeks, he was still doing research, learning nonstop, but never implementing. So these are common broken patterns. Now, entrepreneurs, we love new ideas, new tools, new strategies, but we hate the execution, the follow through, and the maintenance. And that's really where your money is made: the execution, follow through, and maintenance. Now, I said an entrepreneur only does 3 things, and I talk about this all the time: think, create, and execute. Thinking is the easy part. Creating is a little harder, and the execution is the hardest. So success doesn't come from new ideas, guys. It comes from repeating the right ones. All right. You can have new ideas, but you have to be able to create those patterns that are going to make those ideas successful. It's called execution. OK, now let's talk about one of the biggest differences between potential and patterns. And this is where I think a lot of entrepreneurs get caught up in. So potential is emotional. Patterns are mechanical. Potential is emotional. Patterns are mechanical. So when you talk about potential is emotional, you start thinking about what could be. Oh, yeah, if I do this, my business could grow to $20 million, blah, blah, blah. That's emotional. But that emotion doesn't make you successful. So potential depends on motivation, mood, and confidence. Okay? Motivation, mood, and confidence. That's what potential is based on. Patterns depend on systems, automations, and habits. Systems, automations, and habits. Okay, and you can control those. You can create the systems. You can create the automation, and you can create and learn to have habits. Motivation, mood, and confidence a lot of times can go up and down based on your external situation. So you can't build on that successfully. So you have to build on systems, automations, and habits. That's why lead generation has to be automated. Content must be scheduled and sales must be tracked. And we're talking about systems, automations, and habits. Okay. So you want to talk about why things are getting done, not, oh man, if I had this, I could be super successful. So you have to recognize and understand potential is emotional, but patterns are mechanical. And that's where the money is made. Remember some of the core things that I always stress on all the podcasts and on the website. Databases are greater than followers. Databases are greater than followers. You can have 1 million followers, but are you engaged with them? You don't own the platform for the followers. Instagram can shut you down in a minute. So you need to build your database. Systems are greater than hustle. Hustle is good, but if you have systems in place, they're going to be more consistent and they're going to be more predictable. And also predictability is greater than hype. You want to have predictable income. You want to have a predictable amount of leads coming in every day. Predictability is greater than hype. So once again, you want to make sure that you automate and systematize your business. Okay. Now let's talk about what makes a successful entrepreneur. Successful entrepreneurs, guys, are pattern builders. So winners don't wait to feel like it. They do it because they know they have to be consistent and build a pattern. So high-level entrepreneurs market even when they're tired. They sell even when they're scared or don't know how. And they show up even when they're not unseen or don't feel like it. Okay, the secret is non-negotiable patterns. That's it. That is the key secret. Non-negotiable patterns. You have weekly KPIs, which are key performance indicators. And that could be leads. It could be sales. It could be revenue. And you have a lead flow routine. Basically, you have a lead generation system. So the secret is you have non-negotiable patterns, meaning I don't care what's going on. These are the patterns that I have to stick to every day. You have weekly and daily KPIs, key performance indicators. So, for example, in my mortgage business, I want to generate a minimum of 10 leads every day. That's a minimum. Okay, that's a key performance indicator. Now, you also need to have lead flow routines, or basically a lead generation system. So some examples are a weekly lead target, daily revenue producing activity, and monthly review of your numbers. So these are some of the KPIs that successful entrepreneurs build. So what I want to explain to you is, guys, you don't get to be a successful entrepreneur by luck. It's all about systems, automations, and basically the patterns that you create. Now, let's talk about how to shift from potential to patterns. I'm going to give you guys some action steps. All right. Here's a 3-step pattern reset. And we always talking about actionable steps here, moving you from point A to B. Number 1, identify one income producing activity. And this is identify one income producing activity. It could be content, outreach, or follow-ups. Okay. That's step number 1. Step 2, lock into a schedule. Same time, same days, no exceptions. So when you have a schedule, you're able to actually create the patterns that are going to produce more income. The next step 3 is track it for 30 days. Did you show up? Did it convert? Did you stay consistent? Remember, you don't need more potential. You need better patterns. That's the whole key, guys. It's not about potential, it's patterns. So let me go over this real quick, how to shift from potential to patterns. These are action steps. 3-step pattern reset. Identify one income producing activity. It could be outreach, content, or follow-ups. Lock it into a schedule. You do it the same time, the same days, no exceptions. And number 3, track it for 30 days. Did you show up? Did it convert? Did you stay consistent? And these are the things, guys, that are going to make you stand out as an entrepreneur and make you successful when others aren't. And really, guys, it's all about consistency. It's about patterns, and it's about doing what works over and over again, even though it's not sexy. Now, before we get to the last segment of the show, let me just share all my social media contact information and resource links. As I mentioned at the top of the show, if you're looking for a part-time or full-time income that does not require a lot of work in the AI space, you don't have to learn AI. I'm telling you, this is one of the best opportunities out there. AI is not going anywhere, and you need to jump on this bandwagon. Go to plugandprofitsidehustle.com. Plug and A-N-D profitsidehustle.com. Check out the free webinar. Everything is explained, and I'm telling you right now, you want to get on this AI wave right now when you're in the infancy stages of AI. Don't let this pass you by, guys. I promise you this webinar is worth the time. It is free. Also, if you want to connect with me, anything long, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's JAYJONES@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. The first one is J Jones for real. JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Connect with me on Twitter or X, JJones001, JAYJONES001. LinkedIn, just type in J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. And also YouTube, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit that subscribe button. We have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. And remember, we drop every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. But those are the ways to connect with me and follow the BEB family and the whole ecosystem. So today we're talking about patterns versus potential, the real key to entrepreneurial success. Everybody has ideas, guys. I talked about think, create, and execute. Thinking is super easy. Everybody has ideas. Creating is a little harder. You have to create your vehicle. You have to create your product or service. You have to create your business. So that's a little bit harder. And the execution is the hardest. And that's really where patterns come in. It's execution. It's doing things that you don't feel like doing on a consistent basis to move the needle. Now, I'm not talking about doing stuff that doesn't move the needle. I'm talking about doing things that make sense for your business. Some of the key performance indicators that you're trying to meet or exceed. So here's a couple of things, guys. if someone studied you the last 90 days, what would they predict about your future? If someone studied you the last 90 days, what would they predict about your future? And based on your patterns, they're going to probably be able to predict very well how your business is going. So you want to stop chasing motivation, guys, and you want to start to engineer patterns. Create these patterns that are going to create success. So you need to understand that the patterns and the consistency is what's going to separate you from everybody else. And remember, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be super smart. Many entrepreneurs out there that are super smart can't rub two nickels together. And the reason is they're missing the simplicity of entrepreneurship by creating successful patterns. We talked about automation, how to make sure that you flow, your business is automated so it has a predictable lead. You have predictable systems to generate lead. You also have your habits and your systems. Every business needs a minimum of 3 systems, a minimum. You need a lead generation system. You need a fulfillment system for those sales that you make, and you need a referral system. Those are the minimum systems you need for your business. And they don't have to be super complicated systems, but you need those systems to automate your business. Lead generation system. You want to have a predictable amount of leads coming in each and every day. And your lead generation system should qualify those leads to make sure that they're prospects that make sense for your business. Okay. That's a lead generation system. Fulfillment system. When you sell something, you need to be able to fulfill it, right? So if you don't fulfill it, then guess what? You're going to have a bunch of mad customers that bought your product or service and you didn't fulfill it. And you also need a referral system. You need a system that's going to help generate additional leads by either marketing to your current database or by doing other things or creating a referral network to help generate additional leads. So patterns versus potential, guys. This is what's going to separate you, separate the winners from the losers. You can be as smart as you want to be, crazy IQ, but if you don't have the systems, automations, and patterns in place, guys, you're not going to be successful. So what you want to do, guys, look back, and I said, if you studied yourself for the last 90 days, what would you predict about your future as an entrepreneur? Are you doing the things that are necessary? Are you doing the patterns or creating the patterns that are going to make you money? And that's what it really boils down to. And I had to look at myself a little bit over last year, 2025. There was a point in time where I was getting distracted by, some other personal things in terms of family health and things of that nature. And I started looking at my revenue numbers, and my revenue was down all around for about 2 months. And I went back and I started looking at, all right, what are my patterns? Am I working as much as I need to work? Are my automations working at maximum efficiency? Am I generating the right amount of leads? And basically, it goes hand in hand. If your patterns aren't right, then your revenue is going to suffer. One of the things that I told you guys earlier today is that my number one KPI or my number one metric is how many new people I put into my databases every day. It's not, I don't go look in my bank account because I know if I put more people in my databases, my bank account is going to grow because it's a function of the number of people that are in my database that go through my lead generation system. I noticed that I consistently wasn't doing the things I normally did, and my income took a hit. It's a direct function, guys, of those patterns. Okay. And when you change up from those patterns, guess what? A lot of times you're going to see what happens. All right. So that's what we want to focus on, guys. Today's show was patterns versus potential, the real key to entrepreneurial success. Now, I say this each and every week, guys, because it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the website, the ecosystem, the online courses, the books, everything designed to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Remember, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.